heart of downtown, where world champion close-up magician Michael Amar works his wonders at the exclusive Cafe Pinot. Then, onto the Venice Beach Boardwalk, where professional tricky person Alan Hayden charms and amazes. And Universal Studios City Walk Hollywood, where funny man Bob Sheets works his unique bag of tricks.
Yes, that's it, give him a bag!
Along with world champion magician Johnny Ace Palmer doing the impossible at Universal's Tutu Tango restaurant. All coming up next when Magic in the Streets visits LA.
Hi, I'm Robert Gallup, and welcome to Magic in the Streets. Today we're in Los Angeles to meet some of the world's best close-up magicians as they perform in the restaurants and streets of LA. Street magic's been around for thousands of years, and it's never been more popular. No hidden mirrors, trapdoors, or beautiful assistants. Just real magic being performed for real people. Tell you what, let me borrow some money for somebody. I promise I'll give it back. Anybody got it? You got a 10? Do I hear 20? 20.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. Anybody else better than a 10? I got to do better than a 10. A quarter. A quarter. Yeah, you got a tough crowd. I have a 20. Do I hear 50? Don't push my luck.
Credit card.
Credit card, plastic. All right. How you doing today? Good. Who gave this to me? Me. Oh, sure, now you want to play. What's your name? Pam. Pam, nice to meet you, Pam. Pam, in a loud and clear voice so everybody in the audience knows where this 20 came from. Pam, did you just give me this $20 bill?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you all heard Pam. She just gave it to me. Thank you very much, Pam. Pam, would it be safer to say you lent it to me?
Yeah.
Most definitely, certainly for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, watch closely to Pam's $20 bill. Watch closely, Pam, as I fold it once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th time, just like that, Pam's 20 magically transforms, yes, into a $1 bill, just like that. Let's give Pam a big hand for helping out today. Thank you, Pam.
Really? Can I have 19?
All right, great. Now for my next trick. I need to borrow another $20 bill. Tell you what, does anybody in the audience happen to have a $1 bill? If you've got a $1 bill, hold it up in the air so I can see it. Anybody with a dollar, just hold it up in the air. Anybody? Oh, Pam. Pam just happens to have a buck.
Just the one. No, I haven't given it to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, watch closely to Pam's $1 bill. Watch closely as I fold it once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th time, just like that, Pam's 1 hopefully magically transforms back to her original $20 bill. Hey!
A lot of times when you're out on the streets here, you may see the guys playing what they call 3-card monte. You've seen that, where they throw the cards around and you bet on which ones? I know the secret to that. See, the secret is to confuse you by throwing the cards so quick that you can't follow where they go. But I'm going to explain everything so that there's no chance for confusion, okay? So it'll be simple. You only use 3 cards, so the front and back. There we go. Now I give the cards a quick mix. Now you don't have to follow every card. In fact, the only card you have to follow is the Ace of Hearts. That's the money card. The Ace of Hearts. Now move real slow, no question. Ace of Hearts, right there. That's the money card. Don't worry about the 3. Don't worry about the 2. That's the money card. Now here's the secret move. That's it. Now you saw me move the ace into the middle, right? Oh no, you gotta trust me. I'm just explaining how it's done. That's the 3, that's the 2. Of course, the money card's in the middle. But now that you know how it's done, it's okay if you want to bet. But I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't bet because it's so easy to get confused. I confuse myself. Show you what I mean. You see, if I place this into the middle, these 2 cards by themselves confuse me. So if I take these 2 cards and I start moving real quick, See, already I've forgotten this. Let's see. My first guess would be here. See, that's not there. My second guess would be here. Oh, see, it's the last place you look every time. Now, I think I know what the problem is. There's too many cards. Too many cards. Now, if you could do the 3-card Monte and only use 2 cards, I think it would be a better thing. So I'll get rid of one. Now it's like flipping a coin, 50-50. Okay? Now, I have to mix the cards up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? See, if I go just like this, see, now there'll be no chance for confusion. But if I mix the cards up like this, here, it's not there. It's the last place you think every single time. So if you see these guys down here, I wouldn't bet.
Minds. Do you believe in ESP?
Yes.
I knew
Maybe
you'd say
so.
that. Jose has shuffled the pack. They are mixed.
Okay.
What's your name?
Jocelyn.
Of course. I am Al.
Hi, Elle.
Hi, Jocelyn. They're mixed up. No, take a look. Make sure they're all different. Can you
Yeah.
see them? Do you need to be closer?
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay. Take a good look. Make sure they're mixed. In fact, pick one out in your mind, all right? Did you get one in your mind?
No, you were too
Well,
quick.
that's just too bad.
Okay.
You have just name any card. Doesn't matter.
Name it.
Yeah.
Ace of Hearts.
That's pretty odd.
That is weird.
Because that's what I was thinking too.
It was?
Yes.
Seriously? That was
Seriously.
That's
You're never going to believe this. I had an extra one. Just for you.
That is
That's
weird.
pretty weird.
You know what's really weird is that I was only kidding.
Got some close-up sleight of hand magic to show you with these 4 coins. I'll count them for you one at a time in a magical way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that on a Tuesday afternoon. Here, I'll do it again just because I can. Only this time 2 at a time and they'll split. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just for fun, I'll attempt 2 at a time, every other one. 2 at a time, every other one. And to make it exciting and interesting for you and for me, I'll do it over the teriyaki sauce. Without a net. She couldn't be here today. 2 at a time, every other one, and they split. Thanks, you think you're impressed. See how the coin can walk? Sometimes it runs. Once in a while it gets lazy and goes like that. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's hard. That's 4, and that's proof I have way too much time on my hands. But the magic comes in when I put the coins away into this pocket like this. 1 coin goes through my pocket, see? If I squeeze that coin with my sleeves up, it disappears. When it disappears, it goes behind my knee. See, there it is. I must have a trick knee. Here's a coin falling down, and this is a coin falling up. Oh, did you see that? Go ahead and look at it. It's a special coin. It's not a trick coin, but it's special. It's special because it's silver. It's a Kennedy $50. My grandpa gave it to me. Thanks for looking at it. Please listen to the coin when it hits my watch. Did you hear that ring? That's because it's silver. When it hits my watch, you can hear the ring. If I squeeze it, you can see the ring. Will you please look at the ring? It's a solid ring. It's my class ring, class act, class ring. I have a string too. It's a shoestring. Would you please look at the string? It's a strong string, a solid ring. Thanks for looking at it. That's my college ring.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks.
Did
That's
you
my
graduate?
college budget. Yes, I did. Lucky me.
Wow.
Please notice how the string goes through the ring. See how it's going through there? Will you hold the ends, please? And will you put your finger like this and put it here, please? Now, will you please say the word now?
Now.
Comes right off. Now for a fast one. That one's fast, but this one's faster. Please watch closely as the ring jumps from here to here and back really fast. Want to see it again? Told you it was
I really
fast.
thought
I'll slow it down. Ready? Jump back. But the fastest one of all is when I squeeze it. It goes right back onto my finger.
Come on in close. Actually, this is where the three-shell game came from. It was discovered by Philistinian slaves under the watchful eyes of the pharaohs in ancient Egypt, 1700 BC. The secrets in these three shells were smuggled to our fair country in the bilges of one of the vessels in the Spanish Main. The rebellious pirates who appropriated the game were eventually caught, beheaded by the king for revealing the forbidden secrets of the three shells. If we may have a moment of silent prayer in remembrance of our dear departed brethren. Amen. This is how the game is played. Three shells and a pea. A pea is placed under one of the shells. Then through a series of rapid hand manipulations, fast as human eye can follow, the pea is lost to the spectator's view. Where do you think it is? I just want to see if you're with me.
I would think it would be
Okay,
there,
that's good. That's good. Yeah, don't do that other thing. Stay with what you know.
Okay.
Stay with what you know, okay? All right? And we're not playing this for money anyway, so we're doing a little thing here. Now, anybody who's watching knows the pea is over here. All right? I'm going to do that for you again real slow. Here we go. All right? Ready? Here we go. All right, I think he's watching like a hawk. All right, I think it was over. Oh, man. So where do you think it is? Oh, this one, yeah. I think you got it. Because I thought it was, okay, no problem. You want it underneath there, we'll put it underneath there. It looks like he's throwing up, doesn't he? I'm talking about him now. Yeah. Okay, all right, here we go. We'll do it again. You ready?
Good thing there's no money.
Here we go. Let's do it like this. Here it comes, ready? Where do you think it is? Where do you think it is? Okay. Ooh, that was close. That was scaring me. Go ahead, big guy. All right. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Now, if we were playing for money, which we're not.
We'd be broke.
Yeah, we'd be broke. What I would do is, there's only one way you can win at this. My father's an accountant. He says, don't play at all, okay? But if you do, if the guy doesn't touch the shells, doesn't touch the pea, doesn't move them around, and then stands over here, I think maybe we got a shot. What do you think?
No, I don't think so.
All right, well, let's try here. Here we go. You get to do it. Straight up and straight down over the pea.
Okay.
That's it, you're doing great. Magic proof it here, a little box goes over, okay? And then over here, confidence is high. Okay, all right, little thing here. Now it's here, it's going to end up over here. Okay, so if we were betting, I of course would want you to bet on that one, because that seems to be the most impossible.
Right.
Because you did it, it was here, and then we go to, of course after you've touched it, everybody gets a little worried, so maybe you want to check it out, make sure. All right. Okay, and then here, check this one out too. All right. Now put one hand here, one hand here. Okay, now with the other hand, well, that leaves you one short. That's okay. Just give a little snap like that. Here you go. Remember the wand? Wave the wand.
Travel channel.
That's it. Travel channel. Okay, so where do you think it is?
It's over there.
Right over here. Don't you ever do that again, okay?
Sorry.
Because I'll come after you, all right? Okay. All right, take a peek. Where do you think it is?
Well, it's probably a million.
No. Don't see. That's the money one. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. That's why we set it up. Okay. Go ahead. Put your hands back.
Okay.
So where is it?
Sure, it's in here.
Okay. All right. Here. Check it out. Take it off there.
It's underneath the glass.
Go ahead. There we go. All right. Excellent. Give him a big hand. He was very good. Thank you very much. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Coming up, we'll go back downtown for a delectable magical treat at Cafe Pinot, and to Venice Beach for more Mind in the Streets continues in LA as some of the world's top magicians perform in the city's best street magic spots.
Y'all want to see some?
One to use, let's see, so maybe you can make sure that that's just what it seems to be. And you can open the purse, take the coins out, make sure they're just what they seem to be. In fact, tell us what we have.
50 cent case.
Ah, very good.
See one of those for 1945.
Yes, that was a good year. And also there was a penny there as well. Is that correct?
Would you like to see one also? There is a penny. What year? There is a penny. What year penny? 1963.
So basically, a big coin and a little coin. Sum it up. And everything is okay with the handkerchief?
Just a handkerchief.
Actually, I should take this off because I'm going to say watch. I don't want anybody to get confused. I don't want you to think watch. I want you to think watch. Ready? Watch. There you go. Let's start with this and make sure that's what it seems to be.
That is amazing.
And here's your job, which is actually going to be very simple. All you have to do is decide which of these two coins will not fit inside of the bottle. Either that big coin or the little coin.
The big one.
Actually, it's a trick question. I'm going to put the cork in the bottle so neither coin goes inside, not in the normal way. But let's take that big coin because something interesting happened with silver and glass. That's the thickest part of the bottle right there at the base. If I take that and I smash it against the bottle, just like that solid, true solid, trapped like a ship inside of the bottle. Can you see the coin there? It is. But now, take the small coin and place it inside to join the large coin. That'll give us a total of 51 cents inside the bottle. See, it was a trick question. See, neither coin goes inside the bottle. Not in the normal way. But think, if such a small coin can't go in, how can such a large coin come out? You kind of have to turn it into liquid silver. Maybe you could cup your hands together for me, just like this. I'll cause that coin to come straight through the bottle. There's the coin. There's the bottle.
Right.
And there you go.
I'm impressed.
Very special card trick to show you with a very special deck of cards. As you can see, they're in the unshuffled order. They go ace through king of spades, and then ace through king of diamonds, and then they reverse king through ace. That's called the unshuffled or the new deck order. That's how new decks come. I'd like the two of you to please help me decide on one card together. Would you please name the color, red or black?
Black.
Excellent choice. Clubs or spades? What would you like to use, Marcus?
Clubs.
Clubs. Together you selected the suit clubs. Should it be high or low?
Hi.
Face card or number card?
Number card.
Odd or even?
Odd.
An odd high number card, that would be a 7 or a 9. Which do you prefer, Marcos?
7.
7. 7 of clubs. That's the card you decided on together. I'm going to remove the 7 of clubs from the deck. You see it's right before the 6, right after the 8. I will remove it from the deck. In fact, I'll put it down on the box right here. Now, please notice on the back of the cards there's a little man. You see the little man? He's on every card, in fact, but his hand's a little lower on this card than it is on this card. And when I move him like this, his hand moves up to take off his hat. See? Isn't that neat? And through the persistence of vision, we get animation. It looks like he reaches into the hat to take out a rabbit. See, especially from those two cards right there. But it's not a rabbit, it's a card, and it's the card you selected together moments ago. Please watch closely as I present in flipbook fashion, card tuned. See the little man reach up and take off his hat? Takes off the hat, he reaches into the hat, and he pulls out a card. And when he turns it around, it's the 7 of clubs. See?
Very
7
good.
of clubs. Thanks for your attention, and thanks for helping with the trick, too.
I'm going to try this. Why don't you shuffle them up again? This is one of those things. I don't know if it's bright enough out here to get the... Here. Don't pay any attention to this. It has nothing to do with the trick. Can I see your little thumb there? Actually, the little one, yeah. Just take a little peek. Push open the pack. Now here, I'm going to try to distract you with this. Okay. So don't pay any attention to this thing. It's a little obvious.
Yeah.
Actually, what I do is see, I get a little reflection off.
Yes.
Through your glasses, off the retinal ball.
Okay.
And the side of the. That's all right. That's the train coaster. It just flies back to me. Flies back. It just flies. That's it. The train coaster. Here we go. Take a little peek there. I was a little slow on that one, but I think I got it. Hold the pack. Like this between your hands. Lift up right here. No. That's right there. I will pull your card from the pack. Let me in just the front. Concentrate on your card. This is important. You know your card? I think I've got it right here. Yes! No, wait, I got more than one card. Put some of these in here. Okay, that's it. I have turned it invisible. So if I make a mistake, you'll never know. In fact, I'll place it there under the coaster. For the first time, name the card.
2 of hearts.
That you were merely thinking about. The 2 of
No way.
Still ahead, we'll go back to the beat.
.com or call 1-877.
Stop.
Thank you. Please look at this card. I'll show it to everybody. Now, I know it's not the 7 of diamonds because I left it out. But with 2 cuts and a snap, your card comes to the top, but you won't believe it. Will you please put your hand like this? You're not going to believe this. The card that you stopped me on was the Queen of Spades, right? I told you wouldn't believe it. I have a surprise for you, though. In this pocket, I have a card. Do you know what it is? It's the Queen of Spades. Will you turn that one over, please? It's your card, the Ace of Spades, in your hand. Here's a marker. You know, you did it perfectly. See? Would you please put your initials on that card?
I didn't even see the card in her hand.
Thank you. When she's finished, if you don't mind, will you also please put your initials on that card? Anywhere is fine. That's a permanent marker, and that makes that card very unique and very special. It's the only card like it in the whole world now because it has your initials in your writing. Please watch closely as I place the Ace of Spades with your initials into the center of the deck. Will you push it the rest of the way in, please? When I snap, it goes to the top. Will you turn it over, please? Show us. It's the Ace of Spades with the initials. Now it'll go from the top of the deck to the bottom of the deck, right in front of your eyes on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Right in front of your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Now it'll disappear right in front of your eyes, but before it disappears, do you see your initials in your writing?
Yes.
You see your initials, don't you?
Yeah.
Now you see them. Now you don't. Believe it or not, in my shoe is a folded up card. It's folded up in my shoe. Could it be the Ace of Spades with your initials? It is. It better be, or it wouldn't be a very good trick, would it? Thanks for your attention.
Still to come, a trip to Universal City Walk Hollywood for a close-up look at an age-old con, and downtown to Cafe Pinot to see a card with a mind of its own.
Ace of diamonds, right? But I can turn it into the Queen of Spades. And I can do it any way you name, either visibly or invisibly. Which way would you prefer that I do it for you? Visibly. Watch the ace. I just cast a shadow like this, and it changes visibly into the queen. See, but now it's not a normal deck because now I have 2 of those queens. And I have no ace because I changed that one. But I put the queen here. Snap, it goes back to the ace because that's the card it used to be. Now, if I wanted to find the original queen, it becomes kind of a mathematical trick. It's about 25 cards down. I take 12 from there, 13 from there. That's the 25th card. That's the original Queen of Spades. But you know, there is one thing that I wanted to do for you, where you'd know no question that I was on the up and up. Now, I'd like you to select any one of these cards, and I want to have you write your name on the face of it. Your name on the face of that is really more important than what that card is. So be sure to write your name really large on there. Doesn't matter if I see it. Very good. And as you can see, it doesn't wipe off. Every time you see that card, there'll be no question that's the card we started with. It's my favorite card trick because of how simple it is. All I do is I put it into the center. It's not on the bottom, and it's not on the top because I haven't done the trick yet. When I do the trick, it's just like this. I just give her a little riffle, and your card comes back to the top. Now, that's why you had to know there was only one card. Like if I had a 5 of clubs from some other deck, and there was 2 of them, then you can say, well, you just had 2 cards. But now that you know what to look for, I'll do it again. You take the 5, you place it down into the center, like this. Riffle the edge like this. Your card comes back to the top, and I can do it again and again. This time I'll put it almost down to the bottom like this. And no, you gotta trust me. It's still the 5 of clubs. I wouldn't want you to think that I cheated. Now, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do this in slow motion. And I'll do it all the way out here in the center so that you can watch me from every side. No question. That's your card. Here's your name on it. I'll place it in. Place it into the center again. So, and I haven't done it yet. Okay? But if I just riffle the edge, your card comes straight back to the top. Now, I think I know what the problem is, though. You see, all the backs are different. So you don't know the moment that her card comes to the top. And then that's part of the way it goes. But one way that you can know the actual moment is if I take the card and I bend it like this. So now, no matter what part of the card you see, you'll know that that's your card. See, but if I take that card, place it down into the center, just give it a little riffle like this, you actually see the moment. Your card pops up to the top, and there you go. Well, there you go. It's enough magic, I guess, for the moment. I'll get rid of the deck. Hope you all enjoy yourself.
Since the beginning of time, there has been magic in the world. In ages past, when magic, science, and religion were one, people thought that magic of the earth made the sun rise and set. It changed the seasons and brought feast or famine. But who were the first magicians? Were they the ancient wise men who, in the light of communal fires, practiced secret rituals of healing and purification? These shamans entranced their audiences, weaving stories and performing illusions. Were they the first to realize that spellbinding and deception gave them the secret power to become the masters of mystery? Today's masters of mystery still retain the secret power to entrance and deceive. And they practice their art on a scale that the ancients...
You kind of demand to have your disbelief suspended for you. You want your disbelief unwillingly suspended. Magic is an imitation, it's a theatrical imitation of human action. But it's a theatrical imitation of impossible human action.
It appeals to, I think, all ages of people, all nationalities, all languages. I think it's probably something that's inside the human mind, maybe built into our DNA. It's just something that appeals to everybody.
Magic teaches you that life is filled with surprise. The hat was empty, and now there's a rabbit inside. Whoa! Magic also tells us that things are not always what they seem to be.
In order to keep the power that a magician holds over his audience, the mystery of magic tricks and illusions must remain closely guarded secrets.
The first rule of magic, that magicians, if they're sincere in what they're doing, is never reveal your secret. That's an oath that many of us take very seriously, because that is the way that the ancient mystery traditions have been passed on, through symbols beyond words. The word secret and the word sacred flow from the same source, and that is how the mysteries are passed on, not through words, not even through performance magic, but through silence.
And because magic is a big business whose top stars earn millions a year, the need to protect magic secrets has become even more important. Most magicians agree that much of the universal appeal of magic springs from the constant question, how did they do that?
Magicians protect their secrets primarily for artistic reasons. Because one of the beautiful things about seeing a performance of magic is that it leaves you lots of room to think. You see an event, and there's lots to think about, including how could this possibly be done in view of all the rest of my experience. I've never seen somebody really float through the air. Consequently, when I see somebody float through the air on stage and it appears to be happening, there's lots of room for me to think. It's a very intellectually stimulating art form. It's one that you can't watch passively. You can't just sit there and go, oh yeah, she's floating through the air. You just can't. It's in human nature to be skeptical.
It doesn't necessarily take a complex illusion to fool the audience. In the hands of a skilled magician, even a simple trick can be baffling.
The real difference between a trick and an illusion is that a trick sets up an intellectual challenge between the viewer and the magician. If you figure it out, the trick, you've won. If you don't figure out the trick, you're just kind of annoyed and it's just a trick. An illusionist can take the very same trick and kind of diffuse the intellectual challenge by wrapping it in mystery, in a story, in metaphor, in symbolism, in allegory, and create a piece of theater, an enchanting theater, to bring you in.
The importance of theatre to magic is well understood in the East. The keen skills and poetic beauty of Chinese and Japanese magic have long fascinated magicians in the West, but little is known of ancient Oriental magic. Beautiful illustrations show clearly impossible tricks, such as exhaling bees and turning men into frogs. These illusions, if they ever existed, are lost forever. Early travelers offered fanciful accounts of Oriental conjurers and may have brought back some of their secrets. The linking rings are thought to be Chinese in origin, but their roots are shrouded in obscurity.
Many effects of magic seem to be very old. The rings, where the magician links the rings together. This may indeed have started in China. When we look at magic history books, the first chapter is always speculation, and the second chapter is 90% speculation, and then we jump to the Middle Ages, where we posit magicians at fairs and other public gatherings. But before that, we really know very little, and that is a very distressing place for the human mind to be, and so the human mind invents history.
We must travel to ancient Egypt to find the very earliest authenticated account of a magic performance. The Westcar Papyrus, discovered in 1823, tells of a local magician who was summoned to perform before the pharaoh.
The earliest illusion of which we have any record takes us back to the time when King Cheops was building the Great Pyramid at Giza, approximately 2600 BC.
The conjurer called Dedi performed a trick, really an illusion by the modern definition. He apparently cut off the head of a goose. The decapitated animal walked around the room until its head was miraculously restored. The ancient papyrus goes on to describe how Dedi also decapitated and restored a pelican and then an ox. The magician did, however, refuse the pharaoh's suggestion that he behead one of the royal prisoners. Nearly 5,000 years later, we can only speculate on the magical secrets Dedi used to perform this illusion. Did he have knowledge of animal hypnotism? Did he use basic sleight of hand? Or did he somehow fool the superstitious audience into thinking they had witnessed actual decapitations? At the time when Dedi was performing, most people believed in natural magic, that rivers, stones, and animals all possess spirits, some good, some evil.
On New Year's Day, the record, as opposed to an illusion, is the cups and balls. This, we know, is one of the oldest tricks ever performed, in which balls appear and disappear in the most bewildering fashion beneath inverted cups.
Though accounts of the cups and balls date from the 1st century AD, it's in the Middle Ages that the trick became universal. In that time, magicians had many varied skills and were called jugglers. These traveling performers could be found working alongside minstrels, troubadours, and acrobats. Jugglers would show up on a village green and begin delighting and deceiving the ignorant audience with displays of simple sleight of hand.
From my experience, I feel the plot of the Cups and Balls is a game of hide and go seek. There's an object of desire, and you're trying to find it. And there's surprises along the way.
Performers would amaze the audience with a repertoire consisting of 20 or 30 impressive sleight of hand tricks.
The Cups and Balls is so simple that it's terribly complex. The Cups and Balls, in its way, is an abstract piece of magic.
The disappearing balls, coupled with the magician's apparent bewilderment as they reappeared somewhere else, defied explanation.
The Cups and Balls is almost like a piece of geometry, where you're just abstracting the idea of appearing and disappearing. It has an amazingly ritualistic look to it. The plot of the Cups and Balls is all about scale. That's the whole subject of the Cups and Balls. The magician pretends that it's a big deal that the three balls are assembling under the cups, but the audience is likely to applaud in a half-hearted manner. The whole function of that is to accustom the audience to the size, the little size of these balls. And under cover of all of these little tricks, the magician secretly sneaks huge balls underneath the cups and suddenly raises the cups, and there are the huge balls, and now the audience realizes what the plot was really about.
1, 2, 3. The first cup, it's empty.
In Egypt, street magicians shouted the phrase "gali gali" to drum up an audience. In the Middle East today, the words have become synonymous with this particular trick. Though the cups are ever present, the balls are often replaced with less manageable objects.
And now they have 3 more chicken, nog 3 kleine kuken. Ich habe eine Kuken hier, noch ein Kuken da, and an andere Kuken here. It's going to be 5 kleine Kuken. That is a swatch. Now, it's going to be 6 chickens all together, and another one over here. El Vassare said, petit poussin sur la table. Il y a encore un ici. Now I have 2 here, 2 there, 2 here, 1 here, 7 chickens together.
Now, when it comes to the Cups and the Balls, do magicians really think that the average non-magician believes that these balls just appeared magically under these cups? I don't think so. I think most people believe that the magician somehow cleverly got them there when I wasn't looking.
For a long time. I find that if I practice it late at night, I will stay up all night doing it. It's an insidious, dangerous kind of thing. It sets some sort of, the synapses in operation that shouldn't be in operation.
We're going to break 4 basic rules of magic. Now, the first rule is you never do the same trick twice. We're going to do the same trick twice. Second rule of magic is you never tip the gaff to the lay public. That means you never tell people how a trick is being done. I'm going to tell you exactly how this trick is being done.
Magicians are sometimes the easiest people in the world to fool. So when magicians heard that magicians were supposed to be really upset about our Cups and Balls presentation, the magicians got outraged, started writing terrible articles about us in magic magazines. Like anybody cares, 4 people read magic magazines. And it was absolutely wonderful because suddenly we had a tempest in a top hat.
The third rule of magic is you never let the audience see your secret preparation. This has got to be done backstage, out of sight, so the audience does not know what is hidden in which pocket. And the fourth rule of magic is something even Paul Daniels would agree with me on. No one in the world would argue with this. You never, ever do the Cups and Balls with clear plastic cups.
Now, you ask any of our audiences right after we've done this, how did they do that? They'll say, we don't have a clue. It was all too fast. Precisely.
So here's our version of the Cups and Balls. Take the first ball, put it in the first cup. And the second ball, simultaneously secrete it beneath the cup, put it in our hand and show it. Take the third and final ball, put it in your hand and show it in the cup, and place it in the cup at the same time so you secrete and reveal it. Now, all step the second half, 3 cups all loaded, 3 balls on top. Center ball, please center cup. These are the side balls you put away anymore. We have 3 in the center cup. These 2 balls that come over here, and this is not juggling. This is called misdirection. For looking over here, Tell takes the final ball under. There's 1 more on either side. And, of course, Mr. Barney Lime for our finish. That's the Cups and Balls.
I find the transparent cup routine that they do pretty magical. Even though the outer framework is about exposing it, all they've exposed is the obvious, except for that small percentage of the population who thought that the balls actually magically appeared under the cup for some strange reason.
Well, now comes the teach a trick portion of the show, folks. This is where I teach you all how to perform a magic trick. I'll demonstrate the trick so you can see what it looks like, then I'll show you how it's done so you can amaze your friends. It's a simple trick with a purple handkerchief, a little squeeze. It changes into an egg. The handkerchief jumps into the pocket. That's the trick.
Secrecy is essential to magic as a hobby or a profession because, by definition, deception, whether for good or evil purposes, assumes and requires that something is being concealed or kept secret from the objects of the deception.
That's the trick. Now, I know you're thinking, okay, sure, he can do the trick. He does this for a living. I'll never be able to do it. It's really easy. Once you know the secret to the trick is right there. You use 2 handkerchiefs. Make sure they're the same color. You also need what we in magic call a magician's egg. Now, a magician's egg is not an egg that is laid by a magician. It's a wooden egg laid by a decoy. It's hollowed out. There's a little hole on the side. That's all you need to do the trick. 2 handkerchiefs and the wooden egg. Now, before you perform the trick, you have to do what we in magic call your presets. This is what you do before you come out on stage. One of the handkerchiefs goes into your pocket. The wooden egg goes into your pocket.
We get paranoid when we want to preserve something that we think is in danger of being taken away from us. In modern magic, for much of the 20th century, the focus was really almost exclusively on technique.
As you're chatting with the people in the audience, the right hand slips into the pocket, takes out the wooden egg. The audience will never notice this because they're not watching you. They're watching the people you're talking to. In magic, this is called misdirection. Bring the egg out clipped between the 2 middle fingers and the palm of the right hand. Hold your hand in a natural position. In magic, this is called palming. As a young boy, I used to practice this in Walmart. Now you're ready to start the trick as far as the audience is concerned. Slowly poke the handkerchief into the egg. In magic, this is called poking the handkerchief into the egg.
When magic is reduced to technique, then secrecy is pretty important. But when magic is about the frame around the trick, then secrecy is not as crucially important.
If someone on the side should notice the hole, whatever you do, do not panic, stay calm, do what I do. Remove the hole from the egg. Then pretend to crack the egg into a glass. That way you don't end up with egg on your face.
The question of secrecy is, if you know the secret of a magic effect, does that ruin it for you? Would you still pay your money to go to the magic show if you know how it's done? Well, I sometimes think that magicians are pretty much deceiving themselves, that if at the magic show we were to give out a little questionnaire at the end with all the tricks done by the magician and say, well, how are these done? I think we might be, as magicians, we might be shocked and appalled at how much of the game is pretty out there in the open anyway.
Secrecy has always been a part of magic, but in some periods, it was also a liability. By the late Middle Ages, magicians in Europe began to face strong opposition from the church. At this time, belief in witchcraft and the supernatural was all but universal. In a deeply superstitious age, any miracle not sanctioned by the church was considered black magic and therefore suspect. Many magicians were threatened with execution if they did not reveal the secrets of their tricks. Sharing tricks with the clergy undoubtedly saved many magicians from being burned as witches. The years of the Inquisition by the Catholic Church imposed great difficulties on conjurers. Belief in black magic was widespread, and it took just one weak-minded person to point the finger of accusation. Many an innocent conjurer was accused of being in league with the devil.
Si dia inizio alla festa.
Despite persecution, magic was still a popular, if precarious, profession. Eventually, some magicians began to enjoy the wary patronage of wealthy landowners and the aristocracy. At this time, the itinerant magician had only a limited repertoire of tricks to perform. Playing cards were not yet freely available, and large illusions that relied on props were expensive. Magicians relied largely on sleight of hand, storytelling, and feats of natural magic. Tricks involving animals and birds were popular. Secret methods of training and mesmerizing birds into performing impossible feats have been known to magicians since ancient times. Almost 300 years, the tide of religious persecution ebbed and flowed over the magical arts. During the reign of Henry VIII of England, the penalty for conjuration was death. By the late 16th century, the persecution of witches had become a panicked bloodbath. It was this frenzy that led to the publication of the very first magic book in the English language. It was an attempt by its author, Reginald Scott, to save the lives of magicians. The Discovery of Witchcraft, published in 1584, sought to separate the real skills of the magician from the diabolical powers of witches. Of course, to do this, Scott had to reveal secrets to the public. This remarkable book of magical revelations contains illustrations of magical props, such as these trick knives.
Scott used magic tricks in order to prove that these apparent miracles were brought about purely by natural means and not by being in league with the devil, believing that this would be a very telling argument against witchcraft. And so a whole section of that book is devoted to a description of conjuring tricks, some of them still being performed to this day.
Simple explanations of powerful illusions were revealed for the first time, and Scott's crusading work saved many magicians from being burned at the stake. Magicians have long depended on their physical dexterity and sleight of hand skills to perform magic tricks. A talented magician can apparently prove the saying, "The hand is quicker than the eye."
I would define sleight of hand as the creation of magical effects through purely dexterous or manual means. It's a little easier to demonstrate sleight of hand than it is to define it. I could demonstrate it with this Queen of Diamonds. Watch it closely. This is the world's fastest card trick. That's sleight of hand.
Armed with sleight of hand skills, a magician can turn the simplest of props, like two rubber bands, into the most fascinating magical trick. A trick that can stand up to the closest scrutiny of even the most observant and skeptical audiences.
That's
Behind. That is in front. Is that correct?
That's correct.
No gaps, right? You can see that. There's no way can it come through there, David, right?
What? Jeez.
Can it come through the middle? No. It can't do that, can it? Actually, you're looking very confused about this.
I don't get it.
Sleight of hand is the kind of magic performance that depends less on special props and special mechanics and more on the acting and the physical skill of the performer. It's often considered the sort of the rock bottom test. What could you do if somebody put you naked on a beach? Could you do a magic trick for them? And in fact, there are magic tricks that you can do naked on the beach, and I've done them naked and on the beach.
To understand the complexity of Teller's life, you need to know the 7 basic principles of magic. 1, palm, to hide an object in an apparently empty hand. 2, ditch, to secretly dispose of an unneeded object. 3, steal, the opposite of ditch, to secretly obtain a needed object. 4, load, to secretly move the needed object to where it's needed. 5, simulation, to give the impression that something that hasn't happened has. 6, misdirection, to lead attention away from the secret move. And 7, switch, to secretly exchange one object for another.
I remember when I was a kid with palming. Palming means hiding something in your hand so that no one can see it, but so that your hand is still held in a very natural position. I would walk around all day long with something just palmed in my hand, and it was just sitting there very calmly in my hand. But I would do things like I would drink glasses of water. I'd walk through the kitchen and I'd say, "Hi, Mom," carefully not exposing the palm.
Looks simple, doesn't it?
To become a perfect sleight of hand artist is possible. You can get close, and it takes years. Simple sleight of hand, to roll 1 coin on your fingers will take a few months, maybe a year. I wanted to go beyond that. It took me 2 years, every day, 20 minutes to a half an hour each day, to be able to get it to a level where I no longer need to concentrate on it.
I find that one of the best tricks to practicing is to try to distract myself. That is, to do it again and again and again while listening to music, while jogging on the treadmill, or to be in the middle of washing dishes and suddenly take my hands out, dry them, and see if I can do it. Because it has to become so reflexive that I don't think about it during performance. Otherwise, performance is no fun for me or the audience.
Magicians really do incredibly irrational and bizarre things all the time. Someone from another planet who'd never seen a magic show would wonder if these people were psychotic, the irrational things they do. To turn those demonstrations into an entertaining presentation, storytelling is the key that ties it together.
Yellow cotton thread, a single length which will represent the entire universe. In the stories of India, it is the god Brahma who creates the universe and all that there is. Brahma then retires, and the god Vishnu takes over, and Vishnu sustains and preserves the universe in every moment of its existence. And then, at the end of time, the god Shiva appears and dances the Tandava dance, a weird and terrible dance of fire, in which the entire material universe is destroyed in blinding light. brighter than 10,000 suns. And the universe is no more. There is only silence, vast, cosmic sleep. And out of this cosmic sleep, Brahma wakens himself again. He looks about and seeing nothing, he decides to create the universe again. And creating it, he retires, pleased with his eternal play.
On New Year's Day, the Travel Channel kicks off 2003
and the spellbinding talent of storytelling. It's no wonder magicians have sometimes been accused of using magic for nefarious purposes.
There have always been con men in magic. If you look at the great classic painting by Hieronymus Bosch of The Conjurer, you'll see a magician entertaining with the cups and balls, but that's only half the scenario. On the other side of the painting, the real illusion is happening. The cut purse, the pickpocket is making the swindle. So here in medieval times, you see the relationship between the magician and the dark side of the magician, the shadow of the magician. When we move to present day, every day we read in the newspapers about swindlers and silver-tongued con artists and shape-shifting cheats getting caught. But there are those magicians that are really invisible that never get caught.
Technically speaking, Martin Nash is neither a magician nor a con man. But performing as the charming cheat, he uses his agility and skill to manipulate cards and entertain.
How you doing? I'd like to welcome to the show. And it's cheating time. Now, there's one question I do get asked. People say, is this an honest deck of cards, is it marked, is it gimmicked, or is it tricked up? I'll be honest with you, and this is the only time I will be during the entire performance. I buy my cards in a drugstore. So as you'll see, the cards are honest. It's only the hands that cheat.
The ability to produce any card at will is only a small part of his repertoire. It's taken Nash more than 30 years to achieve an expertise for manipulating cards virtually by feel alone. It's a skill he's willing to share.
I am going to show you how to do this, but please don't use it, because if you do, as I say, I would feel very bad. In order that you can see everything, I'm going to do it with all the cards face up. So the ace of spades is on top of the deck. Now, if you want to keep the ace for yourself, all you do is just take the second card. I mean, it's just that simple. You see, just reach and take a card. Now, if you want, you just speed it up, and it'll look a heck of a lot better. But in slow motion, it's just like this. So you can see exactly how I'm getting that card, and as you speed it up, it just looks better. One thing that's always fascinated me is the simple fact that you practice in my particular field. And I guess in my life, I've spent over, maybe 3,000 hours practicing to do a second deal. And when you stop and think of it, it's a little bit ridiculous, because you're practicing so that nobody can see it.
Even using slow-motion replay, it's impossible to see how he manages to deal the second card from underneath the ace.
Gambling is my business, card tricks are my hobby. But if you took a real top card magician and a third-rate card cheat, the magician wouldn't stand a chance. The reason being is the two techniques are entirely different. And the card cheat, of course, he has to work under fire.
Now watch it really carefully, okay? There's the lady.
Find the Lady and three-card Monte con games are a familiar sight all over the world. But even before you lay your money down, the odds are heavily stacked against you.
I'll do it really slow this time, okay?
If you ever see a three-card Monte worker on the street, no matter how skillful you may be as an observer, and even if you're a professional magician, don't play the game, because it isn't a game. They can change the rules on you at any moment.
Never bet with strangers because you're going to lose it. So thank you very much.
And in the unlikely event that somehow or other you should finally be able to get a correct win on something, as you walk away, you'll soon meet some people in an alley.
Throughout history, wherever the public gathered, both con artists and honest magicians were guaranteed a rapt audience. In the 18th century, nothing could rival the crowds and excitement of the annual fair. It was a carnival, circus, sideshow, and market all rolled into one. Fire eaters and snake handlers vied for attention, while contortionists and midgets, giants and sword swallowers displayed their skills and natural talents to astounded onlookers. But of all these competing spectacles, the magician was truly the star.
The greatest magician of the early 18th century was a man called Isaac Fawkes. We know very little of his origins. It's suspected that he might have been a Londoner, but he came to great prominence in the early 1720s. And he was to be found performing at the major fairs and in various taverns.
Isaac Fawkes' masterpiece was the famous egg bag. By means of sleight of hand, he would produce an astonishing succession of eggs and coins for an apparently empty bag. It cost 1 shilling to be entertained by Mr. Fawkes. The first true star of the art, he eventually became the highest paid magician of his day, with a deeply devoted following. When Fawkes died in 1731, newspapers reported he left a fortune of £10,000, worth almost $1 million today, further proof of his popularity. But it would take another 100 years before magicians realized they too could hold an audience for more than a trick or two.
Want to see how the rich really live? Next Thursday, the Travel Channel's going to give you a sneak peek inside America's poshest pads. We'll visit Vegas mansions that give even the glitziest casinos a run for their money. Then, take a private tour of these custom-built castles Hollywood stars call home. They're the hottest properties in Destination USA. Vegas VIP Homes, Hollywood Real Estate. Premieres next Thursday night at 9, only on the Travel Channel.
The new Silverado is here, now with quadra-steer four-wheel steering. It's the most maneuverable full-size pickup you can get. Silverado, the truck from Chevy.
So if I ran an online trading company, here's the way it would work. You'd make your trade, you'd pay the fee, a standard fee. No order handling fees or share limitations. I guess I'd run it like Ameritrade.
At Ameritrade, every online equity trade is $10.99, including stop and limit orders. No handling fees, no share limits, no gimmicks. Ameritrade, what's your share? Open an account at Ameritrade.com today and get 25 commission-free internet equity trades, and you could be trading the same day you apply.
This is magic that you can learn how to do.
Order the amazing video that teaches powerful, impossible street magic. Perform incredible street tricks the same day.
Awesome!
This incredible 2-hour video is like 3 videos packed into one.
I picked up his credit card and I held it like that. I just took it over and I said, you know, bing.
Over 2 hours of mind-blowing street magic taught step by step. Check it out on the web at illusionist.com or call 1-877-GET-MAGIC. illusionist.com.
You need to learn how to operate a computer? Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. You know, our product is quick.
Thousands of performers around the world. The larger-than-life demeanor that began with Anderson created a market for magic that has grown steadily ever since. Audiences demanded bigger and better shows, and magicians were happy to oblige. The late 19th and early 20th centuries brought the golden age of stage magic, with magicians playing to packed houses around the world. Magicians became household names, some still remembered, others long forgotten. But they all live on, forever preserved on dusty theatre posters and playbills. The growth of the movies in the 1930s led to the rapid decline of stage magic. In moving pictures, all manner of magic was possible. Only the true masters of mystery were still guaranteed to hold an audience spellbound. Today, the demand for magic has returned. The growth of entertainment capitals like Las Vegas, coupled with the mass appeal of television, has created a new generation of stars. These masters command great fees and a global following that the magicians of the past would find difficult to comprehend. Even today, magic still satisfies a primeval desire in all of us to be amazed and entertained. The bright neon of Las Vegas has replaced the light of the campfire, and a new generation begins to explore the mysteries of magic.
Hi, Tracy Gallagher for the Travel Channel here on the Strip in red-hot Las Vegas, Nevada. So where in the sunny desert can you find a little rain? Right here. Rain is Sin City's newest hotspot, located in the ultra-hip Palms Resort Hotel and Casino. It's got all the ingredients for a steamy night.